Greetings everyone. So today I want to talk about my new Samsung Tablet Ultra. It's the Samsung Tablet 8 Ultra, I should say. And I got this one to replace my 10-inch tablet. This is my 10-inch tablet. Comes with the stylus and everything, which is something I like. Something that Apple doesn't provide because they always sell you everything separate. And even though this one comes with the power adapter separately, just like the iPad Pro, that's fine because I already have a 45-watt power adapter that can power this one and supercharge it. Plus, I did a video on an adapter that you can check out. I'll put the link in the description. That power adapter has 100 watts and it can charge multiple devices and fast charge them instead of using just one adapter. So I can charge my new Samsung 22 Ultra phone and the tablet at the same time and fast charge them. So I'm not too worried about that. Now, there's a few things on this that I like that made me choose this over the iPad Pro. Now, I did have an iPad Pro and I used it for a while, and then eventually I handed it down to my daughter. So now she's using it. So here are some of the key features why I chose this over the iPad Pro. 1, it has a bigger screen. It has a 14.6-inch screen versus the 12.9 on the iPad Pro. Bigger screen, bigger real estate, that means I can get more done. Number 2, it has fast charging, which is something I like because I like my devices to charge up as quick as possible. I can get a good 30% charge in about half an hour, which is great. In about an hour or so, it's already up to 100%. Number 3, the stylus. Now, Samsung called their stylus the S Pen. Apple called theirs the Apple Pencil. The best thing about Samsung is they include it. It's not something you have to buy extra. And it's rechargeable. So all you have to do is stick it to the back of the tablet and it starts charging. That's something that the iPad Pro does too when you stick it to the tablet. But I like the way Samsung have theirs where it has this cover where it sits in and it's not falling off somewhere that you can't find it. But the key thing is it's included. It's not something you're buying extra like you have to do with the Apple Pencil. Number 4, the DeX. The DeX is something that's really useful because you can take that DeX and turn this into a computer. It's like a mini laptop and you can literally use the mouse and stroll around the screen and click on things. That DeX software just make these devices a little bit more versatile, and that's what I like. Number 5, Dolby Atmos speakers. Now, I can tell the difference when I turn on the Dolby Atmos on these devices because the sound is so much richer when you're using your headphones. And that's something that the Apple iPad Pro doesn't have. It doesn't have any Dolby Atmos. And those little sound enhancement does make your music sound a whole lot better. Number 6, the Fingerprint Reader. Now, most all of these devices have Face ID, the regular password, and the pattern. But just the fact that I can put my finger on the screen and it reads my fingerprint, open up the tablet, that's great because the phone does it also. And that's awesome. That's what I prefer over the Face ID because the Face ID, sometimes you're wearing mask or you have stuff going on with your face or stuff like that, and it doesn't recognize it that well. And the lighting have to be right. And I know the iPad Pro has good lighting in darkness where it can read your face. I rather the fingerprint. It's just my preference. I like the fingerprint versus the face. I don't use the password because the password is not that secure anymore like it used to be. And the pattern is, might as well you forget that. You'll have to set up the pin, but the pin goes with the fingerprint after a while. That's any combination of numbers you can use. But the fingerprint is the one that I like. And number 7, the fact that this has expandable storage. Now, the one that I got has 512 gigabytes, but I can expand it out to a terabyte. And I know Apple sells theirs at different storage level, but that's built in. So you can't get one that costs a little bit less and then expand the storage over time. You have to get the one that you need because if you run out of storage, then you have to probably remove stuff or upload it to the cloud. But I'd rather have the flexibility of putting an SD card in here and actually expand the storage when I need to. And if I need to put stuff on the SD card and I don't want to remove it, I can remove the SD card and put a brand new SD card in there and start storing stuff on that SD card. So I can preserve my stuff and I don't have to worry about what I need to delete to keep using the tablet. I can keep on expanding the storage by just replacing the SD card. So that's a flexibility I'm glad that Samsung still keep with these devices. Now, these are two minor quirks that I just want to talk about. It has to do with apps that comes on these devices. Now, Apple doesn't include a calculator on the iPad Pro. I'm not sure why they don't have a calculator. Maybe some type of research I need to do. So you end up have to go to the App Store and download third-party calculator, and they're not as finesse like Apple's app. But that's something I can guarantee find on this right here, because Samsung actually made their own calculator app and it's included on this device. Another thing that's missing on the iPad Pro is the fact that it doesn't have a dedicated weather app built by Apple. Samsung got one that's built here. It's right there on the home screen, and I love the fact that Samsung just included without me have to worry about downloading an app from the App Store. Now, I just want to cover a few minor things that functionally it works better for me on the Samsung tablet, which is running Android, versus the iPad Pro, which is running iOS. Now, for some reason, when you have a bunch of apps open, because this is also on the iPhone, there's no button to let you close all those apps. You have to keep on swiping up until you get rid of all of those apps. And for some reason, I don't understand why Apple can't include a close all button. I mean, it's so easy to do. All you have to do is put a button at the bottom of the screen, just like the Android does, and let you close all the apps at one time, whether you have 10 or 25 open. But no, that's not how it works. You have to keep on swiping up until you get all the apps to close out. And last but not least is the aspect ratio. Now, Apple doesn't conform to the 16:9 ratio. So when you're watching a movie, you're going to have some black bar issue going on. Because anytime I watch a movie on any one of my Samsung tablet, now, like I said, this is an upgrade from the previous one that I owned last year, but it still conformed to the same 16:9, so I can watch my movie and it can fill up the screen. No matter what I'm watching, whether I'm watching Pluto TV or I'm watching something on Netflix or even YouTube, it just fills up the screen just the way I like it. And like I said, Apple doesn't conform to that because it doesn't have the 16:9 ratio. It has a weird square ratio that Apple decided to go with. Now, this video is all about what I like. I'm not bad-mouthing the Apple iPad Pro. I'm not saying it's a terrible device and you shouldn't get it and you should choose this over that. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is this is what I prefer. Now, I use an iPad Pro for work, so I live in both worlds. But when it comes to preference, I'm going to always choose the Samsung tablets because I've been through several tablets on the Android side, and this is the one that finally caught my eye. If somebody was coming from the Apple world and switching over to Android, I would definitely recommend you go with the Samsung tablet because it got that same look and feel in a way. You know, it doesn't have FaceTime and Messenger and all that stuff, but the thing is, you will still get that ease of transaction from going from an Apple to an Android tablet. So your best bet is to choose the Samsung Galaxy tablets because they are an easy transition coming from that world. But like I said, I'm not trying to persuade anybody to pick this over the iPad Pro. If you like the iPad, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going to the iPad. All I'm saying is I chose this over the iPad because feature-wise, it suits my needs. And I just wanted to cover those key areas of why I chose this. All right, so I just want to say thank you for taking the time for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.